Where is my fucking lip gloss? Hi. First things first, right off the bat, I want to clarify that every single word of this was written by myself, and at no point did I use AI to write a single one of my damn thoughts for me. And I also did not need to use AI to tell me why something was misogynistic. That being said, let's get into it. As you can see or notice from this channel, that I don't have much of a channel here. I barely have any subscribers, and I almost have no content. This only applies to my YouTube. Obviously, I have other social media, my Facebook or whatever, that does have a lot of content. So why am I making this video? And what the hell is this even about? First, I'm making this video on YouTube because this is kind of where most of the conversation has been living, so feels appropriate to put it here. There is a significant piece to this story that I'm not going to get into here. It's not because it's not worth discussing, or because it's not important, or because it doesn't provide all the foundational context. It's just that other community members have covered it thoroughly and thoughtfully and carefully. And I've linked a document down below. I've linked a video talking about this document down below. And I encourage anyone to truly take the time to go through it. I am mentioned briefly in this document as an eyewitness to some of these events, which is why I'm kind of being involved. So yes, if you want to pause this video and then go take which will take time, go take the time to read all of that. And importantly, I want you to use your critical thinking skills to go through this. I'm making this video because I think it's important to have a conversation about weaponized bigotry, misogyny, victim advocacy, and accountability. Again, I've linked the document down below as well as some videos on the matter, and I cannot express enough how much I encourage very thoughtful review of it. In December, a man named Bundy, Pocket Locker 86, started streaming on his YouTube channel about the alleged incident. It started a harassment campaign that has continued for months, targeting myself as well as over a dozen other individuals. Jay has streamed well over 100 hours at this point. He's played videos of me, making it clear that I'm a disgusting, raggedy bitch with saggy tits. My nickname is Timu Stripper, which we'll get into the weeds of deconstructing that insult later. Engaging in bigotry against someone that you think is immoral does not negate the bigotry. If I were to say something racist against Bill Cosby or Kanye West, it wouldn't make what I said not racist. Or if I was speaking about Caitlyn Jenner and I was misgendering and dead naming her the whole time. These are all objectively not great people, heinous people. It is incredible to me that I have to make this point, but a heterosexual man calling any woman that he does not like a raggedy bitch, ranking them on a number scale of fuckability, and saying that they just need some cock to sort them out is motherfucking misogyny. And no, it's not actually tone policing to point that out. Imagine I called a black man a racial slur, and when somebody pointed that out, I deflected with, "You're just tone policing me." And imagine if I did over 100 hours of that, and every time like, "Hey, Glenda, using a racial slur against this person is not cool. Like, you're just tone policing me." So here is a tiny brief compilation of how he speaks about women.
And this is why I want more professionals to come forward. I want more people not named Maya Atkinson, because that bitch is fucking retarded. But, you know, enjoy their debates and their broadcast about morality and evil. And ladies, I need y'all to lean in. Ladies, I'm about to do a misogyny. Come on, ladies, lean on in. I'm about to do a misogyny. If that gets me the ear of more secular women. Ladies, come on. Come get in here and cancel me. Ladies, I'm about to do a misogyny. Come on, gather around the fire. I'm sorry. I know I should take those type of accusations seriously, but I don't. So, but I don't. Now let's stay on. Let me tell y'all where we're going. Just so y'all pay attention. Just so y'all lock in. I want y'all to lock in, okay? I did say the line does a lot of goon bait. Need some goddamn astral shame up in this bitch. This year's featured speakers are Matt Dillacunty, Lack of Promise Backlund, the friendly atheist who's so friendly he's friendly with all the victim blamers and slut-shamers, Monte Mater, the former Christo-fascist who's now part of the new secular humanist MAGA, the very multi-talented Fish Stark, Forrest Valkai, Kundis Gorham, stripper fire dancer Timu Stripper Lady. Here we go. I heard this was from me.
That misogyny is still misogyny when it's targeted towards women that you don't like or think are immoral.
Oh, okay.
It's still fucking misogyny.
Yeah, okay. And
okay, so when I said
I just checked in with the production team. Just checked in with the aliens from outer space. Yeah, all the relevant parties have been reported. Still don't give a fuck. Still don't give a fuck. All right. Now that we got that cleared up. Kevin Crow, Kunstina Celeste, Gail Jordan, the long-term partner of the botched internal investigator, David Teachout, Sam McGuire, Kuhn Judy, Jake Villa, and that human waste of a perfectly good ejaculate, Miss AJ Ruley. Now that I think about it, it must not have been that great of an ejaculate.
So well over 100 hours of this harassment. He has also targeted a trans woman who used to do sex work, as many trans people are forced to do to survive. And if you know anything about queerness and capitalism, you understand this reality. He has pointed it out over and over and over again, pulling up an old profile photos of hers from when she used to do this work to show his audience. The message is clear. Look at this whore. This person is bad, and here's additional proof that she's bad. She used to do porn. He also misidentified her as a dark romance author. Again, the implication was crystal clear, right? Like, this woman is sexual, and that's a reflection of her morality and her worthiness. For those of you who know me, you know that this is an interest of mine. I have been an intersectional feminist activist for well over 2 decades. I started attending protests and working with organized activism in 2007, 2008. I have given presentations about feminism, objectification, rape culture, the patriarchy, female empowerment, living through the lens of a performer, and other social issues for years. My experience as a female performer over the past few decades has taught me much about the way that people view women who put themselves on stage, who are there for your entertainment, and all the trials and tribulations that kind of career encompasses. Our species has a extremely long history of judging women on their value and how much we honor them based on how sexual we find them to be. Whether or not they deserve to be listened to, whether or not they can be trusted, whether they are moral at all. The proof is in centuries of art history. I'm an amateur art historian. If you're interested in art, the art history element, in that big nerdy moment of mine, you can check out my presentation on objectification versus empowerment, where I kind of dive into that. I've linked the R for X talk in the description. So this is some of the oldest misogyny in the book, right? Woman sexual, woman bad. So I had a fire performance. I did a fire performance at NaNoCon, and Jay has played a clip of this performance multiple times, prefacing it with trigger warnings like, this shit is so fucking disgusting. And from there developed the Timu Stripper nickname, which is really solidified like as my nickname, and he says it pretty much at the beginning of every stream. First off, fire performing is not inherently sexual. I did have an outfit reveal at the beginning of my performance, but I was not engaging in sex work in any way. You typically wear minimal clothing when fire performing because fire, can catch stuff on fire. It's literally just a safety decision as a performance artist. But the point is, that should not matter. It would not be unethical for me to be doing a sexualized fire dance. I really want to make that clear. I'm not attempting to, actually, it's okay for me to show my body, and it wasn't that sexual. And I'm like, it's okay for me to be sexual. It's also okay for my body to be sexually stimulating to others. That's fine. It's actually fine. Calling me a Timu stripper is just a flavor variety of the classic cheap whore. One of the oldest and standard misogynist insults. Men and women, there's plenty of women out there with internalized misogyny. They use this as a bog standard insult to disparage any woman that they perceive as breaking the patriarchal rules of purity. It's also used just against any women people don't like, right? It's crystal clear slut shaming, and slut shaming is misogynistic, and misogyny is bad. The end. So to get into something more serious, Bundy did something, Jay Bundy, did something so egregiously heinous that despite everything else, I'm genuinely shocked that there is anyone still supporting and engaging with his content. This harassment and bullying campaign has targeted well over a dozen people, including several trans people, and one of them is a woman who has been open with her struggles with mental health and has made multiple public statements that Bundy's harassment has absolutely exacerbated those problems and pushed her into a suicidal state a few weeks ago. Immediately after this suicidal ideation episode, which she did stream live on her YouTube and then subsequently took down once she was more regulated, Bundy and his cronies re-upload the whole thing, and mere days after this, Bundy streams for over 6 hours about her, putting her face on his rage bait thumbnail and accusing her of having another mental illness centered entirely around himself, coined by Trump, Bundy derangement syndrome. It would not matter how I felt about someone, how wrong I thought they were. Targeting an obviously suicidal, marginalized person for your entertainment content is so vile that there truly are not words. It's beyond the pale. He also did a stream a few days ago where he put the face of a dying man on the thumbnail and talking about pushing this wheelchair-bound man into fucking traffic. If you sign off on this, if you brush off this heinous and vile behavior as literally for standing up and defending women, you are a ghoul. And no, you can't call Jay out on it. He will block you. No dissent. No, hey, maybe easy on the slurs. I think we can discuss this serious issue without raging bigotry. You're going to get hit with this.
No, fuck off, Sue. Shut the fuck up. Don't fucking tell me how to do my goddamn show. Fuck is wrong with you? Fuck you think you are? Read the goddamn thumbnail. This show's about me. You can have a timeout. Like I said at the beginning of the show, some of my friends are not gonna like what I have to say today. I don't fucking care what any of you think!
The conspiracy theories have also simply been insane. To date, the current incarnation, it's grown over time. You see each live stream he does, he finds more to add. It starts with, wouldn't this be crazy? And this is just speculation. And at the end, he's stating it as objective fact. So, okay, go get your red yarn and bear with me, right? Okay. So this whole atheist community is a cult, but there's this inner kink cult that operates at all atheist gatherings. We have like orgy rooms and stuff. This cult is also controlled by or in cahoots with a literal mob family. I'm in this cult as a sexy performer, and we use these conferences to rope in innocent victims to force CNC scenes upon them, drugging them, and possibly filming it for dark pornography. And when this incident happened, all of the orgs, mafia, cult, it's kind of hard to keep track of who controls the other, implemented a literal gag order on everyone so that no one could publicly speak about the incident. I want you to really consider the insanity of this claim. Imagine literally hundreds of people being forced to sign an NDA, and that this communication is that you must never speak about this or else. And that evidence is out there, like an email, phone call, whatever, that this letter, this evidence is out there. And that this gag order was implemented because we couldn't have the inner kink cult exposed. We can't let people know about the orgy rooms. We can't let people know about our literal eyes wide shut red robe wearing gatherings. And that all of this is somehow, this whole criminal conspiracy makes us untold amounts of wealth. We're just rolling in our pile of gold like Smaug.
I will not part with a single coin.
Yes, that's right. We're just making so much money off of this. Anyway, so after all of this, there are those of you that think this man is to be taken seriously, that he's not a bigot, and who really does care about centering and protecting women. And also, side note, incredible that this man wants to claim, why are you so obsessed with me, when he has over 100 hours of obsessive content. And for the record, Jay, I didn't bring up your FetLife, the one you link in every single one of your streams as a social platform to connect with you on, to kink shame you in any way. And the intellectual dishonesty of not understanding that I'm pointing out your blatant hypocrisy is genuinely astounding. Jay's been big mad from the beginning on why the fuck did this bitch get polyamory lessons, and why the fuck is this conference so sexual, and what the fuck does this bitch have to talk about BDSM? And I just think it's ironic that this man, who is publicly linking his FetLife as a dom seeking a slave, has that to say. First, polyamory is not about sex. I know, you should know, because you're in some local polyam groups and should know this, but accurate research just clearly isn't your strength. But that's a great question. What would exploring relationship dynamics explicitly demonized by religion and antithetical to purity culture doctrine have anything to do with secular humanism? What would a queer woman have to say about exploring authenticity under Christian nationalism have to do with atheist activism? And after all of this, if you're putting a green check of approval on this behavior, you are not serious and you should be held accountable. To reiterate, I am not telling you what to think about what's in the document. I cannot emphasize enough. I want you to use your critical thinking skills and compassion and reason and come up with your own conclusions. I want you to do that. I am not telling you what to think. What I am explaining to you is that the tactics used by Jay Bundy is fucking bigotry, and there is no other way around it. There is no amount of deflection that can negate harm like that. It's not fucking possible. And I also want to present the idea that it is possible for you to disagree without engaging in bigotry and harm. You can make content. Where is the content? Shut up. You can make content. You can share your thoughts. You can do all of these things based on the information that you have on your own. You don't have to go join Bundy's fucking clown show. You don't have to. You can come up with your own conclusions. You can make your own shit. You can say your own words. And you can do it without yelling slurs. You can do it without pulling up sex work history of marginalized people. You can do it without body shaming. You can do it without talking about pushing dying men into traffic. It's possible. I know. Shocking. I know. But it is fucking possible. I will say another note. If someone, and I have done this before. So I will say another note. This is something I have done before. I have had victims of heinous domestic violence, of egregious sexual assault, come to me and ask me for assistance in advocating for them. And if it was the concept of it wasn't them coming to me, but they were representing a friend, like, hey, my sibling or my friend or whatever, they were harmed. I want you to share their story. I'd say, cool, okay, right, let's do this. I need to talk to them. Well, no, I speak for them. No, you fucking don't. No, you don't. You actually don't. That's not how it works. It's like, okay, cool. All right, I hear you that you want me to speak for your sibling, but I'm still gonna need to talk to them. I'm still gonna need to video conference them. I'm still gonna need to take the time to go through this on how we strategize of just how we go forward. Because that matters so much. And to move forward without that step is vile, and it's wrong. It's wrong. Another point is the half-assed research of getting these receipts. Again, talking about what I was personally involved in. This clown show thought that I was married to my mom's partner all until like a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, I think. And this has been going on since December. And this is publicly available information. None of this is hidden. And they couldn't even get this very, very basic thing. But saying like a part of it, there's a cult, there's these orgy rooms, and they're all rolling in their money in their robes in these orgy rooms. Please be so for real, be so for real, be so for real. And some of this information that has been so hilariously wrong, factually hilariously wrong, because it's so bad. The deflection of like, well, we just misspelled the name, but we got the role right. Okay, well, maybe we like didn't get that right, but the vibe is there. I said like literally pretty much claim like, well, the vibe was there. That's how that entire misidentification of a person that I'm accusing of this heinous act. That's how that works. Please be so for real. And people are taking this, anybody, the few people taking this seriously. And if this was me, after I had been asked by these people that were entrusting me with their story, that were entrusting me with like, hey, I went through this thing. Can you please advocate for me? I go, bet, absolutely, let's do this. And I get something so easily fucking searchable wrong. Like, doop doop, Google, done. So wrong. And I just vomit it out there like factual information. The anxiety, the shame, the guilt I would be feeling. Knowing that believability is just so important. And I fuck this up so much. And then I just double down. And then I just keep spreading this easily verifiable disinformation. I'd be so fucking embarrassed. I don't know if I'd probably delete my channel. The other thing I wanted to touch on is my promo for NaNoCon. There it is. So I'm a featured speaker this year. There's been some chatter about what the hell is a deviant sex educator, and I am so excited for the opportunity to answer some questions. I want you to be curious about this. I want you to want to know more information. First, deviant is a tongue-in-cheek descriptor in the same way that many of us in the atheist community label ourselves as like heathens or apostates. Deviant is considered anything that deviates from the accepted social norms, right? So deviant is considered in the Bible Belt anything that is as basic as premarital sex, right? Like being queer, being asexual, masturbation, being interested in any amount of sexuality that isn't just P and V for procreation, right? If you were into any of those things, congratulations, you are deviant. And this was true before the current white nationalist fascist regime, but it is especially true now. Project 2025 and Christian nationalism is genuinely coming after any sexuality and expression that isn't procreative missionary between two straight married people. I'm also going to be talking about what kink is and my experiences within the BDSM community, but I want to make it clear that just like with my polyamory presentation, my intention is not to convince everyone to join a polycule and fling yourself into the nearest dungeon. There are lessons from BDSM that will facilitate a stronger relationship in any dynamic, vanilla or otherwise, and a stronger relationship with yourself. To know yourself, your desires, to be authentic. I'm also going to be exploring the link between autism and kink, which if you're in the kink community, you probably already know this, but if you don't know, a massive amount of kinksters are autistic. And why is that? What about these frameworks would be appealing to a neurodivergent person? And why is there a link between purity culture and kink? Which there is, very much so. The knowledge I aim to present is not to indoctrinate, and it's not even to like shock or titillate. It's just to educate on human sexuality and psychology so that we can help better understand ourselves and each other. This is all, honestly, I wanted to say on this issue. It's been a long several months, and the harm enacted against some people has just been fucking heinous. While I appreciate everyone who has reached out to me, I really just want to make something clear. I just don't give a fuck that a random man thinks I am a cheap whore. Please. I've been a public-facing performer for the better part of 2 decades. I have performed for crowds of thousands of people all across America and in Europe. And if you think this is the first time I've had someone like publicly scrutinizing my career or my body or my perceived value because of it, like insecure and bitter men crawl through broken glass to let me know how gross and unfuckable they find me. Like, this is absolutely not new at all. My point of this video is not to say like, wah, this random internet bigot doesn't like me. Like, I'm glad I'm not appealing to somebody like Jay Bundy, truly. My point is, it is a reflection on your ethics, your morality, and your critical thinking skills if you are going to continue to engage and support with this man's hate campaign. Full stop. And I'm sure he's gonna take this video and slap my face on a thumbnail and go and stream for hours and hours and hours and wave around toy guns and double down on the misogyny and the slut shaming and say I'm in a cult and say I'm rolling in money. That's fine, Dave. You do you. This is more just for the atheist community. If you aren't aware of what's going on and just want to have more info about what's happening and you have lives of your own, so you do not have time to watch over 100 hours of bullshit, but that's what's going on. Anyway, I will see all of you at NaNoCon. The ticket sales have been amazing and the excitement and hype is very real. I am so excited for the chance to info dump about a special interest of mine again. I've been working on this lecture that I'm going to be presenting. I have been working on for several years, actually. It's just an opportunity that I'm so honored to be able to have. And also, random other note is the RFR fundraiser is on fire. This is our annual fundraiser that we do every year. We always partner with the line, and it is going so well so far, and we are just crushing it. Thank you so much to the line. Thank you so much to Jimmy for doing this for us. And that fundraiser is this Saturday. I cannot wait. I am so excited. Anyway, but they're doing some streams right now if you want to go check that out and go see what's going on. Anyway, that's my video. I just thought I would make something to talk about what's going on. Yeah. Bye. I thought I was done saying everything. I'm not done saying everything. There's actually one more thing that I want to draw attention to. That was put in the chat last night and on one of Jay's streams, and it just stayed up there. It was not moderated, not taken down, and these are the type of people who are engaging in his content. And I want you to use your critical thinking skills and compassion and reason and look at this motherfucking comment. So again, I say to you, if you thumbs up this fucking bullshit, you are a ghoul.